Okay, cool. So, hello, welcome to day one. I am Tanya Martinez, an agent with Pack Home Realty, and I wanted to start this new series of how I lead gen and am creating the business of my dreams. So, the first things first, let me show you a little bit of what I am doing. So, let's go ahead and, oop, as y'all can see, I am still learning on this, but what I wanted to do for this is that I wanted to create a way that you as the audience could decide to lead gen with me if you wanted to. But again, everyone's metrics are different, so make sure that you're looking through and understanding what your metrics are whenever you're going to be lead gen, and just following up with clients, so that way it really makes sense. My company did break it down, as you guys can see right here in this screenshot, that I've got to make 75 contacts, 20 sphere of influence added to my CRM, which is going to be Lofty, sending 10 thank you notes per week, previewing 5 active listings, and making 3 social media posts minimum. I do more than that. I post on stories pretty much every single day, but these are just like the baselines of what we need to do to ensure that our business is up and running. And I do run a mentorship, so like this is just one of those great ways to be able to also help my agency what I'm actually doing in real time. So basically how we're going to start with this is that we are going to go ahead and I'm going to basically work with you when I'm doing my lead gen, so that way you can just follow along. It's not going to be anything super interactive, but keep in mind that I am still definitely very much a work in progress with this. I have been a real estate agent for 9 years, but honestly, like, this year has been the year where I have redone, restarted, reset all of my systems. So I think it was very important for me to start this and also share with y'all. I do this inside of my mentorship. Well, not exactly this, but we do a lot of training inside of my mentorship, but I've never done something like this. But I thought it'd be very interesting to see how this would play out on a YouTube platform. And so basically it's designed to help me achieve my goals, but also help you see what a real estate agent actually does. So for this hour, it's going to be complete lead gen. I'm going to talk to you about what I do. This is not going to be phone call based. I don't make live phone calls just out of respect for my clients' privacy. But we are going to be building a business, breaking down the goal into lead conversations, appointments, and daily actions, so that way you can see. But if you do have, what's it called? But if you have no idea where to start, I do have a 100K guide that you can download. It's going to be in the description once I figure out how to do all of this. Just bear with me. But we're basically going to be doing all of that. So basically, if you are a real estate agent, investor, or someone building a business, grab your coffee, your notebook, and work alongside me. Tell me in the comments what you're working on today, and we can hold each other accountable and we can work together. So again, during this first hour, we are going to be going through and building out our book of business. And of course, we are going to be adding in people to Lofty. So I do have a second camera. Let me see. Y'all, this has been a learning lesson. And because I literally decided to do this last week on like Friday at 5 p.m., it's been a weekend of learning how to do this. So let's see. Okay, so here we are. We've switched cameras. We've got our coffee. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and start following up with people today, because I do have some listings that went live on the market. well, a listing that went live. I'm following up with the seller and making sure that he knows what exactly is happening, and I'm going to write his name down, and then I'm going to write it into my Lofty account so that way y'all can see this with me. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so let's text him. And I don't know if y'all want me to talk while I'm doing this, but I'm definitely like a chatter. And I do have a mic. I just was not able to set it up today, but there will be a mic that will be pinned so that way you can hear me better. Hopefully the audio is good, so please let me know on that. Okay, so a lot of my people are in Spanish right now, so I do text a lot of people in Spanish. Okay, so that's one contact. So basically, now this is a follow-up. The goal is to try to make 10 new contacts per day. But you know, I still need to follow up with my clients, and I typically will do that on Mondays. So first we're going to do follow-ups and then 10 new clients, and that's what I'm going to actually count inside of the app, which let me just show y'all. Like I said, my company created this new app and I'm absolutely loving it. It's amazing and I just need to take more advantage of it. But as y'all can see, it's um definitely needed, and it's definitely going to help me be able to track my numbers, but also how many conversations I have per day, because I used to just kind of run my business by the seat of my pants, and it just never worked out. I never had enough conversations. I would like my range for closing houses was literally like 7 to 10 houses, so like a solid business, but not super amazing. So this year I've already closed 7. I've got 3 under contract, 3 listings. So about halfway there to my goal, but still we got to keep going with all of this. So Jesus updated on listing. Okay, so now I'm following up on a lady that was interested in uh buying one of my listings. So yeah, so she wanted to buy the house that I'm currently listing, but she has not filled out the pre-approval, so definitely following up on that. Okay. So I make really like messy notes in my notebook, and then I will go in and put them into Lofty later on today. Oh, I did not realize that camera moves, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna follow up with that seller. Okay, so the last seller that I'm going to follow up with, and then we're going to follow up with the builder that has 2 homes that I currently have under contract. Okay, so let me. Oh, I feel like I gotta get some music. Yeah, a lot of my business is run through text message. Um, but I do have some phone calls that I make throughout the day. It's just not as many. Um, my business mostly runs through Instagram. Okay. So the other thing, okay, so I followed up with them. Um, Now I gotta follow up with the builder. Okay, there we go. Buyers. Okay, so now we're contacting new people. I do have a list, like I said, that I keep, and I will go through every once in a while to make sure that I'm reaching out to everyone that I need to reach out. The other thing is that because of my job, because of the mentorship, I also do recruit agents. So it is my goal to reach out to about 5 to 10 agents per week. It's not a huge number, but it definitely helps me be able to build up my downline. If y'all know, so Pack Home Realty is a company that does have rev share. So I just like to keep that rolling by inviting agents to the company, and hopefully they sign up using my downline code, the sponsor ID. But it is one of those things that I'm just inviting, sharing information, which is what I do with all my clients. So let's go ahead and make sure. Okay, so okay. So first we're going to follow up with people that are on my Instagram. So one thing that I do is that I'll look at people who have liked my story and I will message them to see if they are interested. But again, it's not like a huge thing where I'm always messaging them to buy a house. It's like little small things. So I'll comment on their post. I will make sure that they know that I'm still here, basically, to help them with anything that they need. So let's go ahead and reach out to this guy, which I haven't done in a minute. So I'm definitely going to need to see if I can add music to this. I don't like the silence. I am very much a Leo, and in that way, and so that's why it's been so hard for me to like sit down all these years and just like really lead gen. But I've really leaned into it this year, and my business it's going to at least double, but the goal is to triple it. But let's see. And usually what I'll do is I'll remind people about the promotions on new construction, because they have had some of the best promotions lately, and people are able to get in with the minimum down payment, but with like a 4.5 interest rate on a conventional loan. And it's just a great way to start investing if you're a first-time home buyer. Mm-hmm. Promos. Okay. Okay, let me just write them down, because if not... So I'm also notating whether I think a client is cold, warm, hot. Um, this just helps me also keep track of what people how likely I think people are going to be buying within the next month, 2 months, or whether it's going to be another year or so, which is fine. But it just helps me make sure to keep track of the people, so that way I have it sort of on my radar. You know, that's all. That's all. Literally, what sales is. I wonder. I don't know. Okay, let me talk to this guy. Okay. So I've reached out to 4 people so far. So this is going pretty well today. I feel like I'm more focused than usual, maybe because I've got a camera watching me, but I don't really know how to check how this is doing or if anyone has actually seen it. Oh, look, there's 2 people watching. Thanks for watching. But yeah, so we're here. We are following up with people in real time, messaging them, figuring out what their needs are for their real estate, goals. If they're planning to buy a house, maybe another investment property. I'm also going to be reaching out to some agents today, making sure that we are good to go on that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going with this. Okay, so okay. That's the thing that kind of sucks about doing everything on Instagram is that sometimes you get distracted with reels, but the goal is to stay as consistent as you can. Okay, so let's actually reach out to this other girl. Okay, so we're about halfway. What I'm going to be doing, I'm still contacting people, but essentially I'm also going to be working on social media posts, though that might have to be done later today as soon as I get this. I'm trust me, I'm like working on getting this locked down so that way we can really focus in on that. But I figured today was going to be a little bit slower on every front. So I'm not even upset that if I don't hit my actual target goals for today, but definitely like even learning how to work the camera, doing all of that stuff has been quite interesting. So, and maybe I do need to add a few more banners, but we're doing it. We're doing it. We're here. Okay, so if there's any in okay, so ooh, good news. An agent might want to join. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna confirm this and I'm going to actually send a client some houses, which see, like these are the little things I need to work on. Getting a better setup for this and maybe like another camera. But we're working with what we have. So I'm actually going to start looking for some duplexes for this client. So they've been wanting to buy a duplex and I just need to send them the information. And they definitely want to stay like in one area, so that's a little bit of what makes it hard. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, good, there's some. Ooh, there's actually one that might be perfect for them. Yeah, I'm gonna send them these. Okay, hopefully that's copied over. Okay, so I sent that to her. To Mary. Okay. The other thing is that So now let's go through. I got a message. This other client. Okay. Okay, so my gosh, I swear, like there are things that I know, but I forget exactly what exact the name is. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, never mind, it did sell. I had a client looking at a house and it ended up selling. Okay, yeah, nope, that's not gonna work for her. Okay. Let me see. So I contacted 3 more people. They've been messaging me back, so Anna and okay. Okay, so 6 people. Okay, so then okay. As y'all can see, I run off of notes, which is not great, but better than nothing. Okay, so tray, close. Oof, did I? Okay. Okay, so we're down to 7 people. I did not think this was going to take the whole hour. But it's fine. Okay. Okay, last person for today. Okay, perfect. So that was 10 contacts. We also did actually reach out to 4 agents. Yeah, 4 agents, which hopefully will translate into them joining the mentorship program that I run. There is, what's it called? Let me switch back the camera. Yeah, well, if y'all need help with anything, have any questions of how I do certain things, please let me know. Today I've got to go put up a new listing sign, and then we are going to input everyone that we just followed up with on Lofty. Ideally, we'll be able to do that all within an hour. I think today I was just so so like confused with all the cameras and just the setup process. But we're doing it. We're here. If y'all have any questions, please let me know down in the comments, and I'm here to help. Okay? We'll talk later. Thank you so much.